Hi, I'm Jenna Ortega. I'm here with BuzzFeed to play with puppies and answer some of you guys' questions. I don't have dogs, but I do love them. I would love to have a dog, but it's kind of hard with working and stuff. But I'm a huge animal person, so this will be good for me, I think. Hi! Sorry, I'm not saying anything. I'm just stunned. My hair and makeup artist, Nirvana, on Wednesday, we keep talking about getting matching dachshunds. She said if you do that puppy interview and they're dachshunds, we're gonna have a problem. I think I was probably on some random road in LA. When I found out that I actually was going to do the job, I was just sitting in my car parked, I think coming from like an ADR session or something like that. Initially, I found out about Beetlejuice a couple days after Wednesday premiered, and I thought that Tim told me that he wanted to talk to me about season 2 of Wednesday. So I went with all these notes and all these ideas of where the show could go. And I said, oh, okay, cool, that's interesting. And he was like, no pressure, no pressure. And then I got in my car, I drove 5 minutes down the road, parked on the side of the highway, and sat on some rocks and read the entire script and said, I'm probably gonna wanna do this. I really can't think right now. Oh, you're perfect. I really liked the third act climax, just because we have a big scene in a church that there was so much going on. We shot it for about 3 weeks. Everybody's in it, and it was a lot of fun to shoot, but also going to the underworld for the first time and understanding that we kind of had to walk on a tilt or stand with one knee slightly bent because all the floors in the underworld are bent and curved, and it's a bunch of hills. So they would try to shoot our coverage and we all would be standing like this. I have been such a fan of Michael Keaton for such a long time that I think actually seeing him in person, I went inside myself because I weirdly got shy. But he's so sweet, he's so funny, he's so charming, so professional. I feel like I learned so much even by watching him. It was the first time I think I had ever really seen someone completely disappear, no bit of themselves involved, so that was pretty special. Catherine O'Hara is one of, if not the funniest person I've ever met in my life. That woman could say hello in a funny way. I loved getting to shoot with her, and fortunately a lot of my scenes, Astrid and Delia are together a lot of the time. Winona, same thing with Michael, kind of. Such a big admirer of everything that she's done, and she's just such an incredible woman that I was really, my goal on the Beetlejuice set was just to put my head down and do the work and be mindful and respectful of everybody else's process. And Winona was so welcoming and instantly took me in, and I feel really, really lucky to have been able to create such a bond with her on set. I could not look at Catherine O'Hara while we were shooting, and I could not look at Justin Theroux. There was no way that I was gonna look at Justin and not crack up. He's absolutely ridiculous in this movie. He was dangerous to shoot with. I think it was the first time that I had ever really broken up genuinely because of what he was doing. Every take was completely different, and I just never knew what he was gonna do. And his character is disgusting in the best way. We kind of did create a playlist because Astrid has this connection with another boy her age. Not to give too much away, but they kind of connect on the basis of books and music. So we were talking about what bands were going to be involved. Sonic Youth was involved a lot, and we kind of said that that was Astrid's connection to her father as well. We did the Pixies a bit. We did Bikini Kill, 9 Inch Nails. We go into one of the kids' bedrooms and there was Bikini Kill posters everywhere, things like that. I don't want to watch a sequel of it, but I love Repo Man. You see this guy? Go on. Repo Man with Harry Dean Stanton, I just think that's such a fun, underrated sci-fi movie. I think that would be a great thing to watch. It was a different, all right, you can have this now. So the difference between, I kind of want to take this off. Where are the other guys? Hello. I threw that at your head, I'm so sorry. Wednesday we were just getting to know each other, and Tim's a pretty introverted guy. So on Wednesday we were just trying to get to know each other a bit, and then on Beetlejuice, I think because he was working with so many of his old friends, and he was revisiting a set and a character that he really loved, he seemed a lot more playful, and I think it actually helped our relationship a lot. He was very hands-on and dancing and singing and clapping behind the monitor. Maybe they would get along, but I feel like Astrid and Wednesday both aren't interested in people, really, or feel wronged by other individuals. Therefore, I'm sure they would be fine in each other's presence, but I don't think they would be dying to get to know one another. I don't think that I have. I think on Wednesday I actually stole a poster of the monster. There was a character who had an art studio. He had all these sketches of the main monster in Wednesday, so I kept one of those and I put it in a nice little frame. I was actually talking about this yesterday. The one thing that I'm so upset that I didn't take was probably one of the handbooks for the recently deceased, just because they're actual books, so when you go through them, there's graphics and rules and just ridiculous stuff. So, if anyone from Warner Brothers or Props is listening, please. Are you peeing? Aw, you just walked back in it as well. Get away from there. Get away from there. Guys, I don't think you need to smell it. I think there's so many better smells in the world. I can tie cherry stems with my tongue. I can open beer bottles with my teeth, but every time you do that, everyone freaks out. So you can't pull it out that often. I auditioned for Dune when I was about 15. I remember just being a big fan of that film and the franchise and everything like that, and being really excited for that interview because Denis is one of my favorite filmmakers. I think it was Chani. I think it was Zendaya's. But they weren't saying that. Everything was very secret. A lot of people in my family are in the medical field. I feel like I would be a nurse of some sort. I also would love to be an investigative journalist. I think that would be so fun to just commit to something and become obsessed with something and then write about it, or potentially travel across the world to speak on those things. I just think that there's always investigative journalism. I'm saying it's an easy field, but it would be fun. I don't know. I'm not a big FaceTime person. If I were to FaceTime somebody and they would answer, I'd say probably someone from Scream, like Jasmine or Melissa, are pretty good at getting back to people and things like that. Distracted by the puppies chewing on my shoes. You're somebody who is really passive aggressive, or if you're gonna be negative, if you're gonna say, I would rather you just say it instead of do it in some weird, passive, backhanded compliment way. I would sit, I almost just wanna, does anyone want that? Well, don't team up on the same one. Sorry, Enrique, my stylist is watching. Probably was a cartoon. Like, I think I loved everyone in The Fox and the Hound, which is, now that I say that, maybe this is a weird environment to say that. Well, I always say my first crush was Barack Obama. It was during his first election, and I was smitten. Probably that I was in a serious relationship with Johnny Depp, and I wanted everybody to leave us alone. It's so insane to me. Like, I never spoke on that. I never said anything like that. Articles really do just make up their own quotes, but I thought that was pretty hilarious. I was on set with Richard E. Grant, and he came up to me and he just said, "Oh, so you and Johnny?" And I laughed because I don't know that person. The first time I watched Breaking Bad, I say that because it was quite recent that I did that. That was a pretty spiritual experience. I watched this movie Sunrise, this film from 1927, I think, and I saw it in an abandoned hospital ward. There was a guitarist, a pianist, a cellist, a harpist. I cried, and I think that was probably just one of the most special experiences I had ever had viewing a film. So I think if I could go back to that and watch that for the first time again. I do love surreal stuff, so anything kind of sci-fi I think is pretty cool. I would love to do more drama. I think I don't really care. I think it's just if it's an interesting script or it's something that I can't put down, I'm invested. I wear a football jersey that I got from Brazil with my Brazilian team. I've had a lot of people make bracelets, a lot of really incredible drawings. Somebody gave me the other day on the Wednesday set a jellyfish situation, like they just stayed up the night before for a couple of hours. And I just thought it was so sweet. She was so young, and it was really well done, and it sits on my nightstand. I think also when people dress up and go full out, that's kind of like a gift to me. I get really sentimental when I walk outside and I see someone has put on a wig and painted their face and won't smile. I think it's really endearing and sweet. So funny. I feel every day so far on the set, we've had a moment where we go, "Oh, that was good. It's just very graphic. We're shooting episodes 201 and 204 right now, and there's a lot happening in those episodes, and they feel very prominent. It feels like every day we're tackling a big scene. So all I say is I think we kind of laugh at ourselves a bit more. So that's all I have to say. I think that concludes this interview. Me and Sweet One think that you should go watch Beetlejuice when it comes out on September 6th. If you feel like you want one of these guys, Animal Haven is a great place to go to and find adorable puppies like this. They provided them for today, and I'm so grateful, and I'm probably gonna visit them while I'm here in New York, so you should too.